Oh, no, we're ready. We're waiting on you.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a call to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
Ms. Benitez,
Present.
Mr. Exiotis,
Here.
Mr. Burke,
Here.
Mr. Rufner,
Present.
Ms. Stemper.
Here.
Do we have any changes to tonight's agenda? All right, we'll move on to special presentations by staff members or invited consultants. All right, public comments. This is limited to agenda items only with 3 minutes. Do you have any takers for that?
John Bariak, 660 North, excuse me, 660 North Canal Street, Newton Falls, Ohio. I'd like to speak on ordinance 2025-49. I don't know anything about what, we've never bought a skid steer for the electric department. I'm sure there's a simple explanation that everybody's gonna use it, and the electric department's probably the one that got the money. If you want to answer to that, maybe I'll find out. The other one I want to speak on, 2025-50. Now look, we had a comprehensive plan that we paid about $18,000 for before. And now we're going ahead, and we never used it. Never used it, because why? We don't have the money. Now, if you want to spend it, I bet it's a lot more now. I don't know what it's going to cost. I didn't get into that looking at the thing. But if we don't have the money, wouldn't we be better off to take the 30,000 or whatever and do something else with it? We buying land over here and doing this. Okay, that's all I'd like to know why we're spending the money. And if it's to get grants, the people that I understand that are writing this comprehensive plan are the ones that get our grants, are the ones we had. So I don't feel that there'd be any need to have a comprehensive plan to have somebody go down and look at the roads or whatever that God help us. Thank you.
Jamie, I don't know if I missed my.
No, not yet. You're okay. You're okay. I'll get to it.
All right, is there anyone else? Or we'll move on into reports. Mayor has nothing to report, so I'll turn it over to city council members. Mr. Axiotis, sir, do you have anything to report?
No, I don't.
Ms. Pat?
Yes. Just something little that Julie and I attended. Gloria Shavers from Braceville texted us and wanted somebody from council or whatever to come and visit. And they have, it's called the BAAHM, and it's called the Braceville African American Heritage Museum. It was rather interesting, and people from Braceville whose ancestors had come over, they talked about it, and Gwen's her rationale is she really wants Braceville and Newton Falls to have some camaraderie between the two, the city, the township. And Julie will give a little more on it.
Thank you, Ms. Pat. Ms. Julie?
Okay, just to kind of add to what she said, I did attend, it's called The Balm. which is the Braceville African American Heritage Museum. I was able to get a private tour and got to go see the different things. Ernie Shavers was a famous boxer. There was multiple athletes they have a room dedicated to, and they have a room dedicated to like the living arrangements and the kitchen and stuff. It was very interesting, and I'm excited to go back and actually tour it in full. The people were very welcoming, and the biggest takeaway I have from it, there were legislators from Braceville, from Newton Falls, from Warren, just so many different parts of leadership were there and connected, and it was a very nice event, and I felt very welcomed and would like to continue to have some collaboration and stuff with the Braceville Museum. In addition, I have just a little note. I know it's been a few months. We have the National Registry for the downtown area. Jamie and I have been working with some local businesses and veterans associations, trying to get some signs designed and pinpoint that, and that'll be coming to council here really shortly. But I just wanted to know, like, I saw the House of Representatives from Santucci here, so I just wanted to let you know that the village is working on something. We just haven't finalized that, and we would like, I had shared with you guys the proposal or the draft, so I would like everybody to weigh in on that and let me know what you think and that, so Jamie can move forward in whatever direction we need to. Other than that, we have a fire board meeting next Tuesday at 6 o'clock at the Township Hall. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Burke, do you have anything for us?
Through the chair, no, not this time.
Mr. Rufner?
Yeah, I just want to mention that we had a really good turnout at Chili Cook-Off this year. Probably more people than I've ever seen up there. Do want to go ahead and put a special thanks out to all the city workers for help, assistance, setup. Everything went off without a hitch. Everything went really well, and to be honest with you, I heard no complaints at all with regards to the support that they received. So from the city manager on down to all the employees, greatly appreciated and well respected. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Law Director?
Nothing
Do you have
tonight,
anything?
thank you.
Okay. Finance, do you have anything to report here tonight?
Just a city manager update,
City
if
manager?
you would like that
Okay.
at this time.
All right, so,
Um,
well, let's move on to the city manager then.
You want to do the?
Yes,
Okay.
we've got you now.
Sure. Okay, so the first update that I have, I've included in council's information packet that the September month-end close for the finance department was completed timely. The month-end balances are highlighted on the statement of cash position and indicate that the general fund and the general fund reserve have combined balances of $942,500 and unexpended balances of approximately $1,088,500. These balances are a very important indicator of the financial stability of the village and being conservative moving forward. So the next item that I've included in council's packet, as Julie alluded to, the members of the House of Representatives for Ohio issued congratulations to the village for the addition of the Downtown Historic District to the National Register of Historic Places. I've included a copy of the acknowledgement in council's packet this evening, and a copy of this will be framed and on display at the Village Hall, because it's a very nice accomplishment. The next item on my update is zoning. The zoning administrator position was advertised, and the village has received 17 resumes to date. 16 were through the online ads, and 1 was a walk-in in person. I'm in the process of reviewing and ranking the submissions to prepare for the initial phone screening process that'll be the next step. Until the zoning administrator position is filled, I am asking for patience on zoning permits that may take longer than anticipated. Each one I must research and generate, and I do not have a background in zoning ordinances or in permit generation, so sometimes it does take me a bit of time. So thank you for whoever's been patient and for any patience that's coming in the future. Enbridge gas line replacement project. Enbridge Gas plans to finalize their project with the village soon and break ground on November 10th. Miller Pipelines has been assigned as a subcontractor installing these new gas lines and the meters for this project. And as you are traveling around the village past November 10th, please be aware of this project and be patient, as there may be some changes to traffic patterns with workers flagging or some open holes in the roadways as the gas lines are being put into place. There will be safety measures in place that are put in by Miller Pipeline, but a bit of caution will be needed as well on the behalf of everyone that's driving. Okay. And then the next item on here is an update on the 2024 street paving project. It's finally completed. Benedetti Paving was our contractor, and they worked diligently with OHM to ensure that the punch list items that were inspected and failed have been fixed, if possible, or a credit was issued against the invoice for the final payment. The final paving invoice was submitted and finalized through OPWC by the Finance Office. OHM engineers ensured that the village did not pay for services that were provided that did not meet acceptable standards. This was part of their services from the 24 contract, but they finished this project in 25, and they did this for free. They felt that they wanted to follow us through to the end of the project. So thanks to their diligence and the help of the street department, the final invoice was discounted by Benedetti by $199,569. It's pretty significant since the project was just slightly over $400,000. The village also did receive a 2-year maintenance bond guaranteeing workmanship against any future defects. The next item on my update is OHM's comprehensive plan. Included in council's agenda for this evening is legislation to move forward with a comprehensive plan. In order to move forward toward a brighter future, council is being asked to support implementing a plan that will help to establish the goals of this council and the community for economic development, to identify any current or future infrastructure needs through proactive capital improvement planning, reduce reactive spending, leverage joint funding opportunities, and align the priorities of the village utility investments, and reflect the community-wide collaboration and just demonstrate good governance. As Mr. Bariak had indicated, this is an expensive process, and it is something that council has to commit to. 11 years ago, it may have been $18,000. Today is not going to be $18,000. So it is definitely something to put some thought into. The next update is the electric department. They've included a request for the Kubota skid steer, and this evening, the piece of equipment will be purchased at the state bid price through Sourcewell. Final sales price is a little over $82,000. Matt Evans is here, and he's to answer any questions or anything that's pertaining to this piece of equipment and why the electric department will be purchasing it. So if you had any questions for him, he's willing to come up to the podium and address any questions you may have to help with this, Mr. Bariak or anyone from the community as well. Matt?
But come on up here.
You come and he leaves.
Matt Evans, Electric Superintendent. Any questions or?
Can you just share a little bit? I know I've had conversations with you regarding the need of this and whatnot. Can you just kind of put your little summary out there? I think that would make everybody understand.
So right now, we're the only department that doesn't have equipment to maintain our right-of-ways and lines and whatnot. We actually share these with Richie. He has a tractor. We have a sidearm mower on it. We've had problems with it this summer. It's always in for service, getting stuff done. So there's times where I need to keep right-of-ways clear. First Street was a great example. We're kind of at a halt now because we have it's a tire machine, but the areas we need to get to, we can't get to. We need tracks. A lot of wet lying areas. We need to keep the right-of-ways clear. I need to keep going out First Street, get that stuff cleared out. We get the Kubota stuck on the right-of-ways. We have an old mower we use right now, constantly pulling it out with chains and stuff like that. So this piece of equipment will be able to keep trees back, keep trees away, get access to the wet areas, and we'll have our own piece of equipment instead of constantly, because then when he's using it, we can't use it. So it's kind of like a back and forth thing, and it's just really a pain. So this will be our piece of equipment, and we can use these to maintain the lines.
Through the chair. Yeah, so we use it a lot in Youngstown. It's quite a great piece of equipment.
Yeah.
It's a multi-use piece of equipment. Does it have the claw and everything?
The grapple?
Rip things out?
So that's priced with a bucket right now, and it's a 3-blade brush hog attachment.
Okay.
That'll actually take down like 4-inch trees. My goal, we've got some, I've been talking with the business owners over behind the old Luxair back there. We've got trees that are in the right of ways we can't clear down. It's actually, if you do the math, what we have to pay companies to come in and do that. I can rent the mulching head and take this stuff down and have a piece of equipment instead of giving it to somebody else, so the money. So if we invest it back in our department, we'll always have it. And then there's another piece that we can put on it. It's like a little sidearm mower attachment. So as we have the equipment, you know, we can buy the attachments
Correct.
and use them more and more and more. And then if Richie needs it or another department, you know, they can use it as well. But this is really gonna help us out with
Yeah.
a versatile
Yeah.
piece of machinery.
Yeah, that's great to get started, and then
Yeah.
any equipment you need future of it, because it is a multi-use piece
It
of
is.
equipment. I
Yep.
love it.
We move transformers around. I mean, it's constantly like, are you using the skid steer? Can we use the skid steer? You know, it's, so this will just be for a dedicated us. And the big thing with tires versus tracks, you get stuck. You sit, you sink. You know, with tracks, you just keep going through stuff. So
Exactly. Good job.
I don't feel like I should have to ask this, but just
Yeah.
so it's on record, and it was brought up by Mr. Bariak, I know I've seen you plowing roads and other people from different departments, so I'm going to assume, but could you please put on the record that if somebody else, a different department needs to use it, it would be available to be
absolutely,
used?
yeah, we all share equipment.
I know that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I had to look up to see what a skid steer was.
Yeah, I just run, you have the versatility of a wheel machine and a track machine. Wheel machine will get you around town pretty quick, and
Yeah,
the track machine is gonna go a lot of places.
we trailer
You
it.
go with that wheel machine because,
Yeah.
you know, you're sitting on 18,000 pounds of iron there.
Yeah. Oh, these are rubber tracks.
Yeah, but we also have a rubber tired machine also.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Yep.
one will suit the bill around town, and the other perfect off-road.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty much, it's gonna pay for itself in the long run, is what it's gonna do,
Oh, yeah.
so.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
The next area that is an update for council is the water treatment facility in the Braceville hotbox situation. As a few members of council are aware and have been contacted, there have been some concerns voiced by Trumbull County Sanitary Engineer's Office pertaining to water quality at the Braceville hotbox. Cody Zellini from the water plant is here this evening to give an update and discuss the situation with council, so you're aware of what that situation is.
Hey all, good to see you.
Evening.
Well versed on council etiquette, as you can see. Kind of work in the shadows. My crew and me don't get out in the system too much, so we don't get to see everyone that often. But, so, I was asked to talk about sampling. So the county contacted the city manager's office and some council members about a sample they pulled that was concerning to them. So we have an interconnection with the Trumbull County Sanitary Engineers. It's called the Braceville, Southington, West Farmington Public Water System. They buy water from us on Braceville Robinson Road through a master meter hot box. That master meter is on my compliance sampling schedule, not the county's, and it's master meter 001. We test this quarterly per the EPA for compliance. Those samples are reported, and the county apparently pulled a 90 from that hot box. For the record, the sample they pulled is a THM, total trihalomethane. The Ohio EPA maximum contaminant level for that is 80. The contract we have with the sanitary engineers requires water to be 70 or less. So we collect that sample quarterly, along with other samples in our system for compliance. And the third quarter is the most difficult quarter to sample. It's hot. We are a surface water plant, so we have to deal with algal blooms coming from Lake Milton. And I'm proud to say that through our treatment technique, the sample I pulled for compliance from that master meter, according to my schedule, was a 64.7. I don't know where that 90 came from the county, because their first compliance sampling point, which is 0.4 miles up Braceville Robinson Road, came back a 72.4 micrograms per liter for THM. And as I think everyone, especially Kevin, understands, THMs don't decay. They don't go down, they only go up. So, I cannot speak about the county's sampling because it's not my sampling. There's a lot of variables that I can't account for, what they do, where their samples are pulled from, temperature, field mishaps, how it was stored, but I can talk about my sample. The master meter result for the third quarter being a 64.7 satisfies the Ohio EPA as well as the contract with the county engineers. And compliance on THMs is based upon a yearly average. And so far, the yearly weighted average for that hot box is a 57, which is well below the 70 the county has in the contract. My other two sampling locations are even lower than that. And our furthest one is out at Blue Water Manor on Carson Salt Springs Road. So even better for us. Kenny Bodner, the distribution superintendent, collects that sample with me at the master meter. That way there's an extra person there to see it. We can verify that it was collected correctly, stored correctly, and got to the lab in a correct manner. His operators are very qualified, skilled, and they maintain the city system to provide quality water to all the residents through required flushing. And that's the whole situation comes from flushing the system. We're able to maintain a quality water in Newton Falls through Kenny's guys flushing. And I can't stress it enough. That third quarter being hot, you have to flush. And I do not know how the county maintains their system. I don't know how West Farmington maintains their system. But like I said, my sample is a 64.7, and that is very good. So that's the extent of that. So anyone have any questions or concerns?
Mayor, may I?
Please.
I was contacted by Attorney Blair, who I believe is the counsel for the sanitary engineers. Is this the situation that he's talking about? Because it was kind of confusing to me, but
I don't talk to them. They won't talk to me. They don't communicate with me.
I understand, but.
The only reason I know of this is through Jamie, but I'm imagining it's that.
Okay. They
But
owe the village money, I think, and they don't want to pay it because they.
they do not want to pay it.
Gotcha.
Because they're saying that water was not delivered satisfactory. But according to my compliance sampling, it was.
Very good, thank you.
And like I said, that 72 at their first sampling point, 0.4 miles up the road from the hot box, you don't go down. It only goes up. And that is in line with my 64.7. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cody.
Thank you, sir.
I
You
just
have
have
a
a
question?
question.
Yeah,
in
hold on
regards
one
to
second.
Sampling. Is this something that they could come back to us on numerous times, it sounds like, and say that the quality was suspect?
Of course.
Couldn't we, I mean, in some ways, this is just a suggestion, include them when we sample, have them there for the sample?
They can,
And then,
yeah, they're more than welcome to come see me pull that sample, but
yeah,
like I
mean,
said,
I would think that would
Right.
protect us.
that hot box is not on their compliance schedule. It's on mine. The EPA entrusted it to me. Their first compliance sample, like I said, is DS-201 for them, and that's their compliance. So I don't know where they sample from.
I'm just looking
I'd
at
like
how
my
we
guys to
protect
know where they
ourselves
sample
Right.
from.
going forward.
Yeah, I'd like to know, my guys to know where they sample from,
Right.
because there's a lot of factors that we know of that they might not know of. But, yeah, that's something.
And I'm curious what the
Absolutely.
amount is that they're disputing.
It's a,
They haven't provided it yet.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's a significant number, but I don't have it in front of me. I didn't even understand what Attorney Blair was talking about. I was just getting to the bottom of it. This is really very helpful, but I'll get you that number.
Yeah, and in your packet, I included the third quarter THM for the master meter, and I also included the section of the contract where it says the water has to be sold 70 or below. And like I said, our weighted average at that master meter is a 57.5. So compliance is based on that weighted average.
So I was approached by someone at the county, and I relayed the information to Jamie, which she immediately got on. My understanding was we are only responsible to where you take that collection, correct?
Correct,
That's
yes.
it? Anything from the other side
Anything
of that
past
pipe
that
not
is,
our-
it's their own public water system.
Okay.
I have no control.
And then the other part of it was, with the money piece of it, the statement that was said to me in summary was, because they had to flush so much to get to a level that was
Yeah.
acceptable for them.
Yep.
They wanted like that money back.
Well,
Because they
see-
wasted so much money,
Yeah,
water.
the water we delivered, being a 64.7, satisfies both aspects, the Ohio EPA and the contract. And my boys, Kenny's boys, they maintain our system. I don't know how they maintain their system. So that's, this whole thing, even Jeff Hawkins, the old superintendent, when they did this project, told them, don't do it, because you're gonna have a lot of disinfection byproducts. And they went ahead and did it. So we're delivering a satisfactory water, but I cannot speak on what they do past that meter box.
Cody, we have all the documentation to back this up. We need.
Yeah, I've included the sample, third quarter contract, and the CCR, when I put it out at the beginning of the year, also has a section for the master meter. It will have the average. It has all of our sampling data for the year and all of our other sampling points as well. So,
A lot of, over my head, okay, but, so you're saying that sample, the third quarter was 64?
Correct.
It's typically lower than that because.
it's
of the
typically
heat
higher
thing?
than that.
Okay.
So that was a really good, we're able to keep our chlorine low through treatment technique that we've developed over the past couple years. We're able to remove more organics from the water than before. And by doing that, we can keep the chlorine lower, and that creates less disinfection byproducts.
Okay.
Mr. Lemmy, did we get correspondence from Mr. Blair's office, or was it just a call?
It was a visit. He
was a
showed,
visit.
we were having phone problems at the prosecutor's office, and he couldn't get through, so he decided to just take a ride over, and just sort of showed up at one, I think it was last Tuesday, don't hold me to it, and he started inundating me with information about this, but I had no frame of reference. I was gonna contact Jamie and you to see what this all means, but, so, and once again, I don't mean to be vague, but it is a significant number that they claim that the county does not owe the city, I think, is how he described it. And I said that I would certainly get back to him once I had more information.
Thank you, Mr. Lemmy. Anyone else here have anything to add, or?
Well,
Yeah.
if I can, Mary, this is something that even going back before Cody, the Jeff Hawkins, I dealt with before previously. That meter head has always been a point of contention. We do our sampling at our last point of responsibility, which is the hot box. That's where we end our requirement and our obligation. The lines and water and quality beyond that lie on those communities serviced out there. And as Cody had mentioned, you know, we don't know what their flushing cycle is, if they have a flushing cycle. But if you don't properly maintain your system, you're gonna have an increase of those tribs downstream because they're gonna build up. As Cody had mentioned, they don't go down, they increase the farther you go. So, you know, if all of our numbers are showing good at the hot box, and the county is pulling something on, we'll call it downstream, so to say, there's really only so much we can do with that because there's a responsibility on them to maintain their system as well.
Right, so this sample that was high was a special purpose sample. It's not for compliance, it's just there. But like I said, their first compliance sample, 0.4 miles away from the hot box, was a 72. So that's just something to think about.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cody.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thanks.
Okay. The last item that I have for the city manager update is just upcoming calendar events in Newton Falls. We have the Kiwanis Cakewalk scheduled for October 25th from 1:30 to 4, with trick or treat following immediately after from 4 to 6. And the next one would be the Newton Falls Area Chamber of Commerce Annual Tree Lighting and Christmas Parade, which is on Saturday, November 29th, starting at 6:30 p.m. And that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jamie. I've saved the best for last.
Yeah, thanks.
Chief?
Thank you. Just want to advise everybody for the month of September, the police department handled 414 calls. There were 92 traffic citations issued and 15 criminal charges filed, including several serious felonies, once again this month, or last month. A grant for body-worn cameras in combination with dash cameras and tasers to the Governor DeWine's office has been submitted as of October 9th. And from this past Monday, all officers have been fitted for their new body armor, and the vest will arrive early in 2026. That's from the grant we received from the state of Ohio. And the police department will be at the Kiwanis Cakewalk on the 25th. The officers will be patrolling around with candy during Halloween on Thursday. October 30th, the police department will be participating in the Newton Falls third annual trunk or treat from 5 to 6. And that's all I have right now.
Thank you, Chief. We'll move on to item 8, approval of previous minutes. Some regular meeting minutes scheduled on September 17th of 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Stimpert, Ms. Benitez. Mr. Rufner,
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert,
Yes.
Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis,
Yes.
Ms. Benitez.
Yes.
Passed, 5-0.
Next, we have public hearings. This is ordinance 2025-47. It's an ordinance authorizing certain amendments to the appropriations for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and authorizing the finance director to amend and file a certificate of resources with the county auditor. All right, item 10, unfinished business. This is ordinance 2025-47. This is an ordinance authorizing certain amendments to the appropriations for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and authorizing the finance director to amend and file a certificate of resources with the county auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Stimpert, Mr. Rufner, Ms. Stimpert,
Yes.
Mr. Rufner,
Yes.
Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Ms. Benitez,
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis.
Yes.
Passed, 5-0.
On to new business. Ordinance 2025-48. It's an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement for cleaning services with Fresh Clean Balance for the village facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Stimpert and Ms. Benitez.
Please.
Are we gonna vote on it or discussion after the vote? I can't remember, I went blank.
Discussion. You can have
Yeah,
discussion.
So I thought, I just didn't make sure I was online. This looks like it's about $1,000 a month
Yes, sir.
forever, I mean, for the most part. Like,
Well, we typically have staff that provide cleaning services, and they cost us significantly more than $1,000 a month. By the time we pay the salary and the benefits for the staff, we're going to save about half by hiring someone else to do it. And we're also able to get cleaning services that we weren't getting from the staff. We have floors that are being scrubbed on their hands and knees. We have baseboards that are being scrubbed. We have things that are being taken care of that were never part of any of the job descriptions for the current cleaning. So when the position became open again for cleaning, this seemed to be a way to at least attempt to get it done in a different manner.
I just,
Save
simple
some money.
math, if they're part-time, $20 an hour, $200 a week, if they put 10 hours in cleaning, right?
Yeah, but they were hired for more than 10 hours a week. Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
know the building, but it just seems
We
like a
have,
lot.
yes, and the cleaning services were quite significant in the past. They were 20 hours a week, so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had a full-time person many years ago. They did, well, it hasn't been many years ago, let's just say 2 years ago. We had a full-time person. We split the full-time person between this building and the courts. They cleaned 4 hours in each of the buildings. Well, the courts have changed their process. They're doing it just with staff that they currently have. So we didn't have anybody going and floating over to the courts. So then the change resulted in there still being 4 hours of cleaning per day in this building. So I feel like the cleaning could be done a little differently. So hiring it out, we're not responsible for any of the benefits that go along with it. And we have someone come in and they have a staff of 4 people who clean this building. They've cleaned this room. They've wiped everything down from the window sills to the actual seats. And they scrubbed the entryway tile to clean any residue that was built up there. They've cleaned the baseboards around the entire building. And they said moving forward, their invoice is going to reduce. So if you look at their contract, I think it does drop down below that after the first cleaning, which I think happens with most cleaning contracts. They'll do a thorough clean, and then the maintenance is less.
Okay.
Was the former cleaning person, were they receiving benefits along with the,
They receive retirement. Retirement, there's workers' comp charges for the payroll, there's unemployment, things like that. But they weren't receiving any medical benefits. But when they were full-time, yes, they were. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so over time, we've just kind of pared it down a little bit. It is a pretty large building. I mean, we do have a pretty high volume of individuals that come in, not just the city employees, but we do have a pretty active senior program. There's a lot of individuals coming in and out of this building, so cleaning can be quite overwhelming, even for one person, depending on the day.
anyone else?
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Axiotis?
Yes.
Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Pass 5-0.
Next, we have ordinance 2025-49. It's an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement to purchase a Kubota SVL 75-3 HF WCC skid loader with attachments from Middlefield Farm and Garden for use by the electric department.
So moved.
Second.
Stimpert and Mr. Burke? Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Axiotis?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Pass 5-0.
And now we're on to ordinance 2025-50. It's an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with OHM Advisors for the development of a comprehensive plan for the village of Newton Falls.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Stimpert and Ms. Benitez?
May I address?
Please.
Just to touch base on some of the comments that were made. This comprehensive plan is our outline for our future, and whatever was happening 10 years ago is completely different now. And for us to drive grants, my understanding, and just kind of common sense, to drive grants and different things to move this village forward, we need relative data and information to support those grant writings and things. So I think this is an investment that we will definitely see returned, but needs to happen.
Thank you, Ms. Julie. Anyone else? Mr. Rufner, please.
Actually, Brian had his hand up first.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian.
You guys
Please.
playing nice.
See you over there.
You know, somebody spoke to this about us having a previous comprehensive plan, and I think I voiced my concerns when they came the last meeting and kind of did their pitch. And I really don't, and this is the thing, I don't really see in here where there's any performance-based anything. They can create the plan. And they did say they would find the money for us. That's their job, but it doesn't really say that if they don't, that there's anything that they're held accountable for, I guess. Which, that's what concerns me. I mean, we can come up with another comprehensive plan, but if we don't get a dime of dollars to do any of it, what's the point? And that's kind of what happened already a little over 10 years ago. So I wish there was more to this agreement that spelled out that there would be some performance-based metrics. I just don't see any. So that's a concern I have, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Axel. Mr. Roofer, please.
Yeah, this comprehensive plan is something I spoke to with Planning and Zoning Commission when I first got back on council. Yes, we have one from 2015. It's a plan. It's a plan to drive direction, intent, not specifics, but in a general direction towards things. If you have no direction, if you have no plan, and you're just throwing the money wherever the money goes, you're not actually accomplishing anything. We could take the money and put it here, but that doesn't address future needs anywhere else. Because one, unless we all sit down as legislators, administration, and the village residents themselves, what is the direction people want? That's the whole point. Okay, we can sit up here and legislate the heck out of things, but that doesn't bring the community better. There's no guarantee that it gets the community what they need or what they want. The comprehensive plan brings the residents, the administration, and the legislators together. Informs a plan for the future. Where do you want to see Newton Falls go? What would you like to see stay the same? What would you like to see change? That goes into a plan. A plan is just that. It's a plan. If you do squat with it, you're going to get squat out of it. I'll look back at the 2015 one. It's a heck of a document. Look it over. It incorporates all kinds of things. What was accomplished in that plan? Nothing. So, with that being said, we don't have the staff, we don't have the subject matter experts, we don't have the individuals available to just throw something together. And if you throw it together, that's exactly what you're gonna get, thrown together. I think this is a good opportunity for the city or the village to provide direction collectively. So again, I'm all for this. I don't like not having a plan, not having a direction. So that's why I support this. I've been supporting this. We have to have something. You can't just wing it when it comes to development. And unfortunately, that's what we've had. So that's all I have there.
I have a second, real quick.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Roofer. That was very well put. Ms. Jolie, please.
Just to kind of piggyback, I agree with Mr. Axiotis as far as having maybe a little more in there, but we as legislators and our administration need to drive that document. We need to support that. We need to make those things happen and use the expertise, like you were saying, from OHM to help us. That's our responsibility, to get that stuff done.
Right. And I do believe, if I may, I do believe that if you try to place the onus on the comprehensive plan on someone like OHM to set goals for them to achieve, if the administration doesn't communicate or doesn't cooperate or doesn't strive to achieve the goals, you can't hold them accountable for what we ourselves are not trying to achieve as legislators, as administrators. If we put them out there and say, these are the goals and this is the metrics by which they're going to be measured, what if we don't do our end? Who's holding us accountable?
We're still paying them, though.
You are paying them to complete a comprehensive plan, not necessarily to achieve the goals within that plan.
Ms. Jamie, what's the duration of the contract that we're?
Just a plan.
It's just the plan at this point, yes. So they'll give you a plan based on the goals and needs by the administration, by council, by the community. They'll pull it all together. You get the plan, you get implementation years. I do believe it lasts like 10 years, similar to the previous one. But if no one is working towards those goals, how can you hold someone else accountable for the lack of movement of a plan? That's why there's no way to do what you're asking from them. They're here to put the plan together. We're here to drive that plan. Thank you.
Does anyone have anything else?
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Benitez?
Yes,
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis?
Yes, I guess, yeah.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Pass 5-0.
All right, on to ordinance 2025-51. This is an ordinance authorizing certain amendments to the appropriations to the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and authorizing the finance director to amend and file a certificate of resources with the county auditor.
So moved.
second,
Mr. Rufner, Ms. Benitez?
Mayor, if I may?
Please.
Just for council's information, anybody else looking at this, the second page actually shows the transfers. The top one, and I apologize, I don't have my glasses on, but it's the Park and Recreation Fund. The numbers are correct, it's just not a reduction, it's an increase. So the numbers, $3,114.23 are correct, but you'll notice it's in parentheses. Those parentheses should not be on there as a reduction.
Yes.
It's an increase. So I just wanted to clarify that to everybody who's seen that.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Benitez?
yes,
Mr. Exiotis?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Pass 5-0.
We're going to move on to item 12, public comments.
John Baryak, 660 North Canal. What I'd like to speak on tonight is that I've been talking to people, and we have money, at least we did, and I'm sure it's probably still there. We had a program where the people of town that qualified could get loans, and there's a lot of people are having trouble with money right now. They can even use it to fix their sidewalks, no interest loan. And as they pay it back, then we loan it out to more people, and I know we get put on a couple roofs and that. I think that ought to be advertised more to let the people know hey, you have to pay it back, but there's no interest, and it's good for the community, for the upkeep. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I want to change subjects real quick. We need housing in this community. We need to extend utilities. David's got property out there. There's other people that got property. We need to get some affordable housing going, attract private investors, give them abatements. Let's move this town forward. One other thing I'd like to say tonight, I mean no disrespect to the council. I was here to come to the meeting, and it was changed again. First, it was changed to the 8th and the 15th because of financial. The reason was we were going to talk financial matters and give back. Well, the next thing I know, it was changed again, but according to this charter, under the, excuse me, I'm having the shakes. Under the Article 12103, Administrative Code, D, it has to be voted on to change the meetings. Excuse me if I missed it, but I didn't hear any vote on it. Now, that's not what I'm up here for. Mr. Librim, if you'd like a copy of my charter, because you're supposed to represent the city and tell them everything that this doing is legal and right, and that really wasn't, it didn't make it. Maybe it was an oversight. I'll let that go. Look, if the charter isn't working for all the people, it's not working for the people anymore. It's time to move on. And if it's not, if it's become more of a handicap, who's in power, who puts the people on the charter review, all this stuff. I've seen nothing that really as good has come out of it in the last few years except divide us. And I'd like to work with all of you. You know what I mean? If not, thank you. Have a good night.
Ms. Boyack? Anyone else? All right, going to move on to closing remarks. I only want to say that the water line situation, we're going to have to monitor that because it looks like the county is going to try and find a way to nick us on the water rates. And Newton Falls has some of the most inexpensive water rates in the county, as well as some of the best quality water in the county. So I think we should pay great heed to that and make sure that we're not finding ourselves in a shortfall because of hearsay or innuendo from the county. We'll back everything up with our guys and with the monitoring that we have with both our people and with the EPA. That's all I want to say. Council, Mr. Axiotis, you have anything?
Yeah, I got a couple things. Still need people for the Planning and Zoning Committee. We're gonna need people for the Treasury Investment Board as well. So if anybody's interested in trying to help out the city, get on these commissions, please reach out to Jamie. Throw your name in the hat there. I believe the TIB will not have any public people on it after the end of the year due to the current person on there from the public deciding not to continue on. So effectively, I don't think we can even hold a TIB meeting after the 1st without public people on the committee. We also obviously have, we're short on planning and zoning, so it's important to just try to, get involved. As for the discussion on the comprehensive plan, there's things that we already know as council, as the city, that we need to do that we haven't done. A lot of times it really comes down to dollars and not being able to fund it or not even having the money to even do like a matching grant on things. I understand that there's the urge for a comprehensive plan, and maybe there'll be some earth-shattering finds that we're not aware of, but I think overall, we kind of know the things we need to do. We still haven't done them. Not just on us, I mean, historically, over time, we haven't done them. So I don't know, I hope this plan maybe generates something, but I hate to spend $65,000 to just tell us what we already know. So, I mean, I know we're struggling to pay bills half the time already, so I just don't know where the money's gonna magically come from to make some of these projects happen. That's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Axiotis. Pat, you have anything for us?
Okay,
tonight?
along with that comprehensive plan, just something I saw this weekend. I was up to North Bloomfield, real small town, village, whatever you want. And a gentleman there purchased a house, Brownwood Estates. I forget what he named it now. But this Saturday, when I was there, you could probably spend 3 hours checking everything out. First of all, it was during the Civil War times, and he had names of the people that had been in the Civil War. He had a Civil War hospital. I mean, he had the whole thing laid out, the bed where the man was, and then he had, like if you weren't really wounded, he had like young kids, young fellas. There was 3 beds, and they were sleeping in the bed. And when you looked at them, if you didn't look hard, you thought they were mummies. But then you would see them breathing or something, and it showed about how The one was, had something to do with the arm, another one the foot, and another one, he was okay. And then you went a little further, and you saw where there was a nun and a couple nurses and how they took care of everybody. And then another room, you had where they had bought the supplies, et cetera, things like that. They had like 6, I think, tents outside where the soldiers had lived or slept or whatever. And it was really interesting for a town as little as that to expand on their history. And maybe in our comprehensive plan, we can have something like that here. I mean, we know the people in Newton Falls, they were in the Civil War, they were in World War I, World War II, and maybe we could do something like that and bring history to life. That's what I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Pat. Ms. Julie?
Yeah, I don't know how we connected with that conversation, but I sent an email a couple days ago in regards to collaborating in working on some of our historical pieces and events that have happened here in Newton Falls. And Mr. Bogus from the high school, he's our government teacher, is connecting with Ms. Jamie to work on a student-led short videos on different events and things that happened here that will hopefully, support our historical downtown and maybe drive some tourism and stuff like that for people to come and see. Additionally, I have been in conversation with our local veterans organizations. We are the only one I can find that has a village that has all 4 represented. So Mayor has, along with me, invited them to our next meeting to talk and share what they do for our village, because they support everything and everybody all the time.
Wonderful, wonderful organizations. The outreach is absolutely amazing from such a small group of people, the number of people that they touch in this town.
Having these conversations, I'm also working on a proclamation, which Mr. Acom's going to put together and make it look real nice for us, that any of our council members would like to attend the Newton Falls High School Veterans event and help present those to our veterans organization. Mr. Bogus has asked that we do that. So lots of collaboration and working on our heritage, our village, and building relationships with our local groups. So that's all I have.
Mr. Burke?
Yep, through the chair, I just want to reiterate about the cakewalk on October 25th. The costume contest starts promptly, and if you'd like to donate a gift card or monetary money, contact Adam Zimmerman and let him know that you want to donate that. Any businesses that want to donate to sponsor an arch, please also reach out to Adam Zimmerman, and then we will do that up until 4 o'clock, and then after that is the trick or treat. Also, I believe we still have an opening on the Park and Rec Committee. If anybody is interested, please contact me. You can call here at City Hall or find me on Facebook. All right, thank you.
Mr. Burke. Mr. Rivner?
No, Mayor, nothing.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Lembian, sir?
Mayor, I would like to say something as my role as prosecutor. I don't want to sound for a minute like I'm denigrating the sheriff's department, because I have worked very, very well with sheriff's deputies over the last nearly 2 years now, and they do a very nice job, and they continue to. But it's clear now that we have a police department that what the sheriff's department did was largely reactive in the community, in Newton Falls proper. It's been really refreshing to see the chief and his officers be not only reactive to crime and to traffic issues, but also proactive in making determinations about whether or not, where crime is occurring and how to investigate it and to investigate specific criminal acts. And it's been really rewarding to work with the chief and his staff. It highlights the fact that there's nothing like having your own, protect your own. Just as a small example, the sheriff's department does the transport to the court of people who were incarcerated in the Trumbull County Jail. And Newton Falls is always at the end of the morning. They go to other places. It's just set up in a way that we're at the far end of the county, and there isn't the desire or the urgency to get people into our court. It was illustrated again on Tuesday. There was a miscommunication about one prisoner, and were several calls placed. Could you get this guy here? We have a domestic violence victim, a 70-year-old domestic violence victim, waiting and waiting and waiting. And she ended up waiting probably in excess of 2 hours. They never came. They never brought the guy from the jail, which creates all kinds of problems, particularly for a victim who has been waiting for 2 hours to have an opportunity to have her time in a courtroom. And so that had to be rescheduled for tomorrow. Those kinds of attitudes don't happen with Chief Barco and the police department. He didn't know I was going to say this. I don't want to sit up here every week, or every week that we're here, just to compliment the chief. But for all of you who decided to recreate a police department, very wise investment long-term in terms of quality of life for Newton Falls. Thank you.
Thank you for that observation, sir. One other thing I want to add is having your own police department, it's not just an investment in law and order and security, but it's also a good investment in your property, because cities and towns that have their own police department, statistically, the property values are much better, and people want to move to places like that. And that, let alone having a good, well-run police department.
Just add one more thing.
Please.
It's terrible that all of you, as council members, were chastised unfairly for being corrupt, when in fact, what you did, or I should say didn't do, by communicating with the prosecutor's office about events that were alleged to have happened in the city, demonstrates that you're the exact opposite of corrupt. The fact that there is not an attempt to insert yourself in the criminal investigatory and prosecution process, and I appreciate that as well. I find that the people who are screaming the loudest, either on paper or online or to the police officers to their faces, are those who are causing the biggest problems, and they're not used to being called on it. And so I would imagine that will balance out eventually, but please know that I've seen nothing but respect from your officers and fairness, but a sincere effort to make sure that the streets are safer. Young man charged with going 75 in a 25-mile zone and other charges. But I mean, there really is an attempt to make sure that there's a handle on criminal and traffic problems that have existed, I think, for a while in Newton Falls. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Jamie, do you have anything for us?
Nothing further, sir.
All right, do we need a motion into executive session tonight,
May I be heard?
please?
I'd like to request executive session for the purpose to consider the sale of property and matters to be kept confidential. I do not anticipate any action after.
I'll second.
That's Ms. Stimpert and Mr. Rufner. And Mr. Rufner,
Yes.
Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis,
Yes.
Ms. Benitez,
Yes.
and Ms. Stimpert.
Yes.
Pass 5-0, 7:05.
What?
My joints are locking up. Mine too.
I don't think we're paying our light bill.
Gotta love it when the weather cools down.
It's dark in here. Man, it's dark in here.
Motion to exit executive session?
I'll second that.
Ms. Stempert, Mr. Axiotis, Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Rufner,
Yes.
Ms. Stempert.
Yes.
Ms. Benitez,
Yes,
Mr. Axiotis.
Yes.
done,
Pass
finished.
5-0, 8:46.
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Stempert and Burke,
Yes.
Axiotis,
Yes.
Ms. Benitez.
Yes.
Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Rufner.
Yes.
Ms. Stempert.
Yes.
Pass 5-0, 8:46.
This meeting is so adjourned.
Thank God.
Hey, man.
Hey, make sure we build a park as part of that agreement.
Going home, Granny's got some possum cooking.